Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? Did you have a good sleep? Today we're going to continue our number journey and explore something called prime numbers and composite numbers. So the title for today is prime numbers. So what is a prime number? So definition, a prime number, I'm going to underline that because that's an important keyword. A prime number is a positive whole number that has only two factors. Which is namely 1 and itself. So here are some examples of prime numbers. The smallest prime number is 2. 1 is not prime. 0 is not prime. The next prime number is 3 because the only factors of 3 is 1 and 3. Nothing else divides into 3. That's a whole number. The next prime number is 5. Now 4 is not a prime number because the factors of 4 include 1, 2, and 4 because 4 is even. So that means that 4 has 3 factors and that is not a prime because a prime only has 2 factors. So the next prime number after 3 is 5, and then 7, and then 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, not 21 because 3 times 7 is 21, 29, 31, not 33 because 3 times 11 is 33, 37, etc. And it goes on forever because there are infinitely many numbers in our number system. Now, what is the opposite of a prime number? Well, not a prime number is a composite number. So in definitions, a number that has more than 2 factors is a composite number. So keyword here is more than 2 and it's called a composite number. So we're looking, so for example, essentially things which are not prime. So 4, 6, so essentially any even number not 2 is a composite number because 2 is always a factor. 2, 6, 8, 9 because 3 times 3 is 9, 10's even, 12's even, 14, 15 is also composite because 3 times 5 is 15, so that gives us 4 factors of 15, 1, 3, 5, and 15 itself. 16, 18, 20, 21 because 3 times 7 is 21, etc. and the list goes on forever. So another fun fact, 0 and 1 are neither prime nor composite. They're just special numbers. We can't classify them as prime or composite. There's just a number that exists. So neither prime nor composite numbers. So 0 and 1 are not prime and they are not composite either. Right, so let's have a look at some examples. So example 1. Example 1 says state if these numbers are prime or composite, and make sure you state, you also explain why, not just, oh yeah, it's prime or it's not prime. So part A, the number of interest is 22. So to explain why a number is prime or not prime, you would want to list down their factors. So first, let's write down factors of 22. So what are the factors of 22? 1 is always a factor, 22 is even, so 2 is a factor. 3, 4, no, I don't think any other numbers divide evenly into 22. So 2 times 11 is 22 and 1 times 22 is 22. So 22, because it has 4 factors, and 4 factors is bigger than 2, so therefore 22 is composite. Because it has more than 2 factors. Let's try the number 17. So again, you explain your reasoning by listing out your factors of the number. So factors of 17, 1 and itself, because no other whole number goes into 17 perfectly. So because there's only 2 factors for 17, so therefore 17 is prime. Let's do one more. Let's do 9, just to make sure you understand this. So the number 9, so let's list down factors of 9. So 1 is always a factor, 3 times 3 is 9, and nothing else goes into 9, and 9 itself. So because 9 has 3 factors, which is more than 2, so therefore 9 is composite. So let's finish off today with one more example. So over the page, example 2 asks us to find the prime numbers that are factors of 30. Okay, so what it's asking us to do is first find the factors of 30, and then out of that list of factors, which numbers are prime. So let's write down the factors of 30. So 1 always goes into 30. 30 is even, so 2 goes into 30. 3 times 10 is 30. 4 does not go into 30 perfectly. 5 times 6 is 30, so now we can do the pairing up. So 5 and 6, 3 and 10, 2 and 15, 1 and 30. Alright, so out of this factors list of 30, which of these numbers are prime numbers? So therefore, prime numbers from factors of 30 are, okay, let's have a look at the list. 1 is not prime nor composite, so 1 doesn't count. 2 is our first prime. 3 is prime. 5 is prime. 6 is not prime because 6 is an even number. 10 is an even number, so it's definitely not prime. 15 is not prime because 3 times 5 is 15. And 30 is even, so 30 is not prime. So the only prime numbers from factors of 30 are 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3, and 5, and finish with a full stop.